Hey, what's up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to an inform Aboubakar player review. He is a new player in this week's Team of the Week. He plays for Porto and of course he is 82 rated after his boosts, of which on his item itself they look pretty good. 84 pace and 84 dribbling, as well as 82 shooting and 83 physical. He is a 6-foot tall striker with the high medium work rates, right footed with only a 3-star weak foot, but he does possess the 5-star skill moves on FIFA 18. So, I've got a couple of different squads that I tried him out in. The first one is this 4-4-2 team right here. This is the team that I used him for the majority of the games. And, well, he's up front there with the Path to Glory upgraded Inform Defoe from this week as well. And then there was a couple of games where I thought, you know what, I'm going to test him out alongside some pretty awesome players. And I did notice an increase in the goals that he was able to score in this particular team, obviously being fed the ball a lot easier. So moving on into the in-game stats, I wasn't sure what to expect simply because, yeah, he's been boosted quite nicely, but some of those stats are obviously still in the lower end of the 80s, and I've been using some pretty good players lately with some really high stats, so I think actually on basic chemistry style might be my preferred option. Today I did choose to go with the engine chem style, was a little bit anxious about using him with the low balance and the slightly lower agility, and of course I wanted to boost that pace stat as well, so we did that without touching his shooting or physical stats today. Maybe that could be a little bit of an error, and with a player who's got stats in areas such as pace, dribbling, shooting and physical, you can't boost all of them with a specific chem style, so maybe the basic would be the way to go. But now we can move on into the clips. You're going to see the shots that I took and of course the goals that I was able to score with the Porto striker, and it's time we talk positives and negatives, and as always I will start with the negatives. His conversion rate, it's different to his actual goal to game ratio. Of course, that is actually looking pretty good in my club, basically at 2-to-1, which is very, very impressive. But his actual conversion rate in game, which is all of the shots that I lined up for him versus the amount that he actually scored, actually let him down a little bit. I honestly stuck it on a plate for this guy so many times, and the ones that he would score more often were definitely like the tap-ins after I played it across goal, a goal like that you're seeing on screen right now, versus the amount of long shots that he scored. I actually missed so many more of them. The keepers would save them because they weren't quite accurate enough, or they'd go over or wide of the post. So it's something to bear in mind. And then also his agility and balance. I did my utmost to try and boost this with the engine chem style today, and I've still got to say that from time to time he does feel pretty clunky. He definitely doesn't feel like the most agile player that you've used. I'm sure if you've used some of the more popular strikers on this game, you will have definitely used a more agile player than Aboubakar. But those are the negatives that I could think of. It's time to move on to the positives, right? And there's a fairly long list of them because, like my player bio said, I actually scored a lot of goals with the Porto striker. His sprint speed was good. Once you get him up to speed, it's very difficult to stop him or for defenders to be able to actually tackle him, because he does get going a bit of a steam train action going on there, because he is just big, beastly and strong, so trying to actually stop him when he's on the go is difficult. And he does have nice high sprint speed after applying the engine chem style. His positioning is probably one of the better stats that he's got. Whether or not it's good as an in-game stat or not, I noticed in-game he was often in the right place at the right time, either acting as like a target man or just in the box ready for that low cross to come in. The amount of goals I scored for him tapping it in like that was pretty awesome. So yeah, as an out-and-out striker, he was in very, very good positions a lot of the time. His first touch was also pretty impressive. He always took the ball out of his feet nicely and brought the ball into his feet nicely if he was receiving the ball back to goal. And from that, it gets you into a great little opportunity to play those 1-2 passes. That can be the difference between you scoring a goal or not on FIFA 18. You've got to have a couple of strikers or a couple of attackers that are able to pass the ball between themselves pretty well. And, well, Defoe was pretty good at doing that with Aboubakar, and, of course, Ronaldinho was very good at that when I was playing him in a little bit more of a super team. But one thing you are able to do with Aboubakar is go on a little bit of a run. You can test yourself, because if you run into a defender, a lot of the time you'll come out of that physical confrontation with the ball and be able to continue on your run. So that's very positive. Of course, he has the 5-star skill moves at his disposal as well. And being a nice, strong player, he is able to just, like, bounce his way past players quite a lot of the time, I guess. So overall, I would say a pretty positive player review on someone that is relatively cheap at this point in time. Let me know, guys, if you plan on using the Inform Aboubakar on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace.